and I'm making this video from the Bhakti Fest in the Joshua Tree Desert. You can hear behind me. They're playing Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, Sitaram, Ram Ram, Sitaram. Right? So anyway, making this quick video about some of the stuff that's upcoming here. A lot of changes. We're really on the brink of a lot of changes. In particular, I told you, Sitaram, listen, Sitaram. And we have a lot of changes coming up now with Jupiter's about to move into Libra. You want to register for my web class. Of course, it's free, and you can find out what this is going to mean for your sign. It's very important. You know, Jupiter is the planet of our sense of hope and purpose, and it's literally how our purpose and hope and that our relationship with it changes every year. Lovely mountains behind me. Every year when Jupiter moves into a new sign, we kind of shift our sort of focus and our kind of awareness and emotional kind of sense of what inspires us. So we've just had Jupiter in Virgo for the last year or so. So we've been really focusing on and inspired by things that are correct and literal and precise, trying to find the precise methodology and the precise words to articulate what inspires us. We want to see if our teachers and gurus have the right information and data, those kinds of things. Of course, we always want to do that. But the transit of Jupiter through Virgo the last year or so has really brought that issue to the forefront. And as Jupiter leaves Virgo, we're really trying to kind of resolve that issue, right? Trying to say, do I have the right information? Do I really understand and comprehend what I believe in, right? Do the details make sense? You know, and you know, we see a lot of this in, you'll see a lot of this in like your teachings and your teachers, and making sure that what they're saying, again, like makes sense, and that it's sensible and it's practical, something that you can use. But then after that, you know, we take that quality of Virgo and then we go into Libra, which is, you know, after we reflect on something and purify it and try to perfect it, because Virgo is about sort of like a perfection, right? Because we want to organize all the information in the best way possible, and then we want to share it with others. That's what Libra is. Libra is about sharing it rather than just kind of reflecting on it, because you know what happens in Virgo is we can be too much of a perfectionist, right? And this song is keep carrying me away. Hear that? Okay, so anyway, the problem in Virgo is that we can be too, you might say, anal, and make it this kind of paralysis of analysis. And you know, I'm always trying to encourage my students, look, you've been trained really well, you've got great information, but it doesn't do any good if you're afraid to say anything, if you're afraid to even, let's say, have a consultation or start doing readings because you're not perfect yet. You're never going to be perfect. I'm not perfect. I know, shocking, right? No, but you know, certainly you have to be not just competent, but you have to really know what you're doing. And the way to learn and to find your voice, let's say, as an astrologer or astrologically, is to at some point start doing readings. So like I do with my students is I actually show them, and I don't mean my students that just watch me on YouTube, I mean my certification course students, the ones who have taken the step to really, you know, get trained, is I actually show them how to start a practice, like how to go from someone who is gathering information to actually learning how to start doing readings at a pace that they're comfortable with, you know, so that you don't feel overwhelmed, because you don't go from just being a student to, like, you know, doing 90-minute readings charging $150 or something. At least you shouldn't, actually. You have to get more experience. But anyway, so there's a way to do that. And again, in Virgo, there's often a sort of paralysis of analysis where we're sort of in this mode where it's like, well, because I'm not perfect yet, I can't say anything, I can't do anything. So, the point of the matter is, this time of that Jupiter's been in Virgo, there may have been quite a bit of that. Now when Jupiter goes into Libra, we're going to be more inspired to share our teachings. So sharing teachings is a big part of Jupiter in Libra. And it's a great time to also be motivated to study things that allow you to connect more with other people and to share teachings with people, like, for instance, astrology. It's a great time to study astrology for that reason. See, what happens is the motivations change. You know, like last year when I was doing my certification course and people were signing up, I knew that a lot of the things that were motivating them were going to be, would have to do with Jupiter in Virgo. Because Jupiter was in Virgo at that time, and again, Jupiter is what's inspiring us, the kind of teachings that inspire us. And now that it's moving into Libra, it's going to be more of an inspiration that has to do with helping people and wanting to communicate and share and bring joy, beauty, and love into people's lives. And so that's going to be something that we all will be focusing on for the next year. This will be something that we're all inspired toward, you know, whether it's someone, you know, studying astrology or whatever they're doing. We're all going to be motivated more toward teachings and philosophies and principles that have to do with the community and the world that we live in. So uplifting each other socially, culturally, and all that will be very important. So again, that shift is happening. It's starting, I believe the exact date was September 12th. So again, you can register for that free web class. In it I talk about not just that shift, but also what it's going to mean for you and for everyone in your life, because I talk about it also as it relates to all 12 of the signs, not just your sign and not just in general. And I also give you a nice framework of how to analyze any planet in any sign. Because there's really a very simple template that you can use if you're an astrology student or a wannabe that allows you to really interpret any planet in any sign. And it's important to do that for your, you know, to sort of make it simple and make it deep. So that's also part of it. In addition, at this time right now, this week, we're finishing up this final, you know, this couple weeks after that recent Leo eclipse, that recent eclipse in Leo. We had the full moon in Aquarius, and now we've really seen the kind of, we've seen how our power and how our focus and our individuality has been received by the public and the world. So that eclipse in Leo, many of us were eclipsed. I've seen some people around me where their power has been really eclipsed because they were not using their power wisely, and they were into power struggles and not into empowering others. Their power revolved around themselves and spinning attention toward themselves, which is the Leo lesson. And the greatness of Leo is our capacity to empower others. The problem of Leo is when we try to suck power toward ourselves, then what happens is the correction occurs when we get eclipses or other things, and the feedback that returns to us from the public, which is Aquarius, opposite Leo, is not so favorable. And then the king gets pulled from the throne because the citizens revolt. There's quite a bit of that these days. And so pay attention to those things. Notice those things in your life and those things around you where you see people who are, you know, maybe, you know, public figures and others who are getting humbled these days. This is why Leo is humbled by Aquarius. The king is humbled by the citizens. If you become a dictator, the citizens will eventually kick you out of office. Every great every dictator, I almost said every great dictator, but every dictator eventually has his day. And so notice those kinds of things happening where people, you know, we see it in political figures. We see a lot of uprisings and revolts, and just desserts sort of returning where they belong. So we're going to continue this general theme for the next couple of weeks, and then we'll have the new moon in Virgo in about 10 days or so. But it's just a quick sort of check-in. I also wanted to share the beauty and majesty of Joshua Tree. The desert we just had it's usually really hot, but now we have some nice gray skies. I say nice gray skies because it's cool. It's very nice and cool. It's not beating down hot. It was really hot for the first couple of days. But this is a lovely festival called Bhakti Fest, and it's as lovely as you would think. Bhakti, which is devotional chanting, a festival devoted to devotional chanting. Last night I saw a man named Jai Utal, who was fantastic. Tonight I'm going to hear Krishna Das. And I'm here selling my books. I've sold a lot of books, as always, and I've done a couple workshops. I did one today on yoga and Vedic astrology. Got several people registered for my course, my certification course, so things are banging on like they always do. Probably have 70 or 80 people in the course this year. Always not sure if I'm going to do it again, so this could be the last year. It's always the last year, you know, I'm just never sure. But we're doing it again this year. We have a lot of people registered already. So if you're one who is thinking about it, and like, oh, I don't know, next year, maybe, who knows, I don't know, maybe next year. There's one day there's not going to be a next year, and we're getting around that point where there's not many slots left. Once we start getting up around 60, we have to start, you know, evaluating what the final totals will be and if we can handle it. Hey, buddy. Oh, he's a service dog, huh? Look. Cute dog. So anyway, I'll let you see the beautiful Joshua Tree weather here and the sky. Beautiful weather out here, and I hope you're doing well.